Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a kill team battle report. So that means 40k to 100 points with the rules of kill team. So in this battle report you will see Space Marines, my combat squad Lazarus, and if you want more details you can click on the box. So there are 5 tactical marines, sergeant with power shot and plasma pistol, 1 marine with plasma gun, and a razorback with assault cannon, twin link assault cannon. And I'm going to fight against Tau. So the Tau kill team is composed of fire warriors, then there are 3 battle suites, 1 with fusion blaster, and special skills are feel no pain, preferred enemy, and rending, and then we have 2 Markolites drones. So the mission we are going to play is push forward, and I gain the initiative. So I decide to deploy first, and I deploy, as you see, behind the building and all the marines inside of the Razorback. First turn will be night fighting, and more or less all the objectives are on the center of the battlefield. On the other side, Tau is deploying, as you can see in that picture. So in the right flank, he deployed the 3 stealth battlesuits, and then the 5 warriors were defending the middle of the battlefield and the left flank. This is another picture of the left flank of the Tau, and here you see that the sergeant of the Tau is in that side. He is going to be the leader of the Tau force. So I keep my first turn, and then I decide to move forward 6 inches with my Razorback, and I just disembark 2 of the Space Marines. So my objective here is try to have the first blood. For that reason, I disembark the plasma that is ignoring cover saves. So shooting to this fire warrior can give me easily the first blood. So in this first turn, I accomplish my objectives. So I kill the fire warrior you see in the previous picture, giving me the first blood, and the marine with equipped with bolter managed to kill another fire warrior. And now we go into turn of the Tau. So the stealth suites move forward, and they will go to the building you see at the right of this picture, as they will use the cover, try to push my left flank. In the middle of the battlefield, the drones are in position, try to mark like my tank or my marines. On the shooting phase, he decided to shoot with the fire warriors to my space marines, but I managed to do all my saves. The stealth suites were too far to shoot to my tank, and I decided to run to get closer to my flank. Here you see another picture after running the stealth suites. And then in the assault phase, the stealth suites move into the ruins of that building. The drones also try to move back into cover. One get the right distance, but another one just moved too short and was in the middle of the battlefield. So in my second turn, I decide to move my tank more to the right, but before moving the tank, I disembark the sergeant and another of the space marines, and I move them behind the building, out of line of sight of the stealth suites. The idea here is to give support to the tank, so if the stealth suites use the big building to cover and then shoot from there to the tank, I will try to use the sergeant and this space marine that have furious charge to kill the stealth suites. Then I disembark another Space Marine on the other flank because I want to put some shoots on the Tau leader. Maybe this picture is not very clear, but on the shadows of the building just in front of these Space Marines is the leader of the Tau. I shot with everybody, but I miss. First the plasma miss in the fire, and then the bolters hit him, but he passed the cover or armor saves. Now we go into the turn of the Tau, and here we see that he starts moving the drone mark lights out of the cover to mark my tank. And then they move the stealth suites forward and they shoot to my tank with the fusion blaster, doing a pen hit, and then my tank can only do a snap shooting in the next turn. They also kill one of my Space Marines on my right flank. And here we have another overview at the end of turn 2, where I lost one Space Marine, my tank cannot move and only do a snap shooting in the next turn, and he lost 2 Fire Warriors. And of course, in the assault phase, the drones move back behind this building, and the stealth suits move behind the big buildings and inside of the rings. In turn 3, my priority is to kill the stealth suit with the fusion blaster. For that purpose, I move back the marine with the plasma gun to be able to shoot at him, as this marine have ignored cover, can be pretty easy for him to kill this battle suit. I also move the sergeant and the marine with furious charge inside of the ruins to be able to charge this stealth suit in case I fail with the plasma. On the other side, one of my Space Marines just is moving forward and will try to shoot in rapid fire to the Tau leader, because if I kill him I will gain another point. So in the shooting phase, I managed to accomplish with my 2 objectives. So the guy with the bolter killed the Tau leader, and the marine with the plasma gun also killed the stealth suit. So what I try to do I try to run back with the sergeant and the marine with furious charge, try to move them again behind cover. But the sergeant doesn't run fast enough, and he was exposed to the shooting of the stealth suit in the next turn. In the turn 3 of the Tau, he keep the Fire Warriors in that building, try to avoid to lose half of the army. The drones that were behind the building will move again out of cover to be able to maglight my marines. In that picture you can see that one of the Space Marines was able to run fast enough to go into cover again behind the building, but my sergeant is not, you cannot see in the picture, but is in the ruins and will be exposed to the fire of the stealth suits in the next turn. And the Tau, in their shooting phase, managed to kill my sergeant, so they also gain 1 point by killing my leader, and they also kill my marine with plasma. And we go into turn 4 for marines. My Razorback recover the lost hull point, thanks that it will not die, because I'm using the tactical of the Iron Hands. I move forward with the marine with furious charge, try to engage him in close combat with the battle suit, and as you see in that picture, I managed to assault the stealth suit. The tank moved forward, and the Space Marine that was next to the tank just moved behind the tank to cover from the fire of the stealth suits. In that picture I want to show that it was impossible to shoot the other battle suit, as it is completely behind this wall and I don't have line of sight. Surprisingly, my marine with Furious Charge didn't manage to kill the stealth suit, and in return he killed my space marine. So the assault didn't go as I was expecting. At that point I lost more than 50% of my kill team, and I will have to start checking leadership at the beginning of each turn. And this is overview at the beginning of turn 4 of the Tau. So as you can see, the two stealth suits are next to the big building at the right, and there are two objectives, one at the bottom of this building and one just next to the small building on the left. And these battle suits can easily go from one objective to the other. So I would say here they are controlling two objectives. All the fire warriors are on the green building at the left bottom of the picture, and the two Mark Lights drones are in the middle of the battlefield, of the deployment of the Tau zone to be exactly. Here you see the fire warriors protected behind the walls of that building. As my marine was hiding behind the tank, he decided to Mark Light the tank and use the stealth suits to see if can kill it with glancings or with the stealth suit that have rending. But after all the shooting he only managed to do one glancing, so I'm back to 2 hull points. And we go into turn 5. So at this moment my only way to win this game is to hold the objective that is next to the Razorback and try to have line breaker. But there is another possibility. If I kill another Tau, he has to start checking leadership, and then I have the opportunity that if he's losing one of the stealth suits, will also be quite easy for me to win. So what I did is I moved 12 inches my tank to be on top of the objective that was in the next to the Tau deployment zone, and then I moved the other space marine just behind this building to be able to shoot at the drones. And then in the shooting phase I managed to kill one drone. It was enough to force Tau to start checking for leadership. As you can see, for me it was not possible to shoot at the stealth suits as they were always moving back to these big walls. Here you can see another of the stealth suits that are completely behind the wall of that building, and at the same time is controlling one of the objectives. But at the beginning of turn 5 he started checking for leadership, and all the Tau except one fire warrior ran out of the battle. So at that point he only have one fire warrior at the beginning of turn 5. I forget to mention that also at the beginning of my turn 5 I recovered the hull point that I lost by glancing, so my Razorback is back to 3 points. So he tried to shoot my only space marine, but he didn't manage to kill, and the game just finished in turn 5. So at the end of this battle I was controlling one objective. I did first blood, I killed the leader of my enemy, but my space marine was not in line breaker, so I did 3 points, and my opponent just did 1 point by killing my leader. So this being a victory for the space marines, 3-1, and I think most of the victory is thanks that the Taus just ran covertly out of the battlefield when they have to start checking for leadership. And that's all for this battle report. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye!